Hi everyone, welcome back. So today we're doing something a little bit different. We're doing an awareness mani today. Now I do already have my UNT peel base already on my nails ready to go, and I will be using my Mani Boss liquids. These are the decals I decided to use. These are from Poshy. For my dip colors, I will be using Revel's Illuminate and Double Dipped Hurricane. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the mani. I decided to do Illuminate on my center finger, so my middle and my ring finger. We're gonna go ahead and apply as usual. We're gonna go past that 3/4 of the way up the nail all the way down to the free edge and then do the pour over method. I'm gonna go ahead and clean around my cuticles with my cuticle tool and then dust off the excess. And then we're gonna do 2 full coats of that same color. So like I said, I am doing an awareness mani. This is my first awareness mani, and I am also dedicating it to my friend Megan in the nail community. I will link her Instagram below if you guys want to go and check her out. She's so sweet, and she does have a son who is on the spectrum. And like I said, I just wanted to dedicate this to her and at the same time show awareness. So I know that there's a lot of controversy in the autism community with the puzzle piece. Now I did reach out to Megan and she did say it was okay with her since I said I was going to dedicate this to her and her son. So anything just to bring awareness to me in my book is amazing. So shout out to Megan. She's super sweet. She's such an amazing friend and such an amazing mother. Like I said, she's just awesome, guys. You need to check her out. Okay, so I'm basically going to do the same process on my ring finger. We're going to do the 3/4 of the way up and then 2 full coats. And in between, we're going to go ahead and clean with that cuticle tool and dust off the excess. So since it is the same process as I did for my middle finger, I did speed it up for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and let you watch and then I'll be right back. Alright, so now that Illuminate is laid, we're going to go ahead and activate it. I like to activate my colors in between because sometimes I get too hectic and kind of bump my colors, so that's why I like to activate in between. This is how Hurricane looks like. I am going to pour it into a cupcake liner, and then I'm going to like sift it a little bit just so the flakes can kind of like rise up to the surface. We're going to go ahead and start with the thumb. I'm going to go ahead and go past that 3/4 of the way up and then bring it down to the free edge. We are only going to be doing only 2 dips of the flakes. I treat it just the same as I do with glitters. So again, we're only going to do 2 dips of the flakes, and I am going to gently tap it into the cupcake liner and then gently tap off the excess. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this cuticle tool to actually kind of maneuver the flakes where I want them and kind of also help press down on some of the flakes. Flakes are really delicate to work with, you guys. So when you use your finger to pat them down flat or like use the dusting brush, make sure you use a gentle hand against the flakes because like I said, they're super gentle and super delicate. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the flakes actually started to bleed a little bit and it started to stain my brush. So I ended up changing it to my double dip liquids, and I'll show you guys that in a minute. But Same process, I'm gonna go ahead and lay my finger down flat into the cupcake liner, tap off the excess, and then use my cuticle tool to help clean up the edges, the cuticle area, and also press down on the glitters. I also use my finger to press the flakes flat, or kind of like flush to the nail. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys watch, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so this is when I said I changed my liquids. I decided to go and use these liquids because I didn't want to mess up my Bandy Boss liquids since I don't have my backups yet. So we're going to go ahead and just do the same process on the pointer finger and the pinky. We're going to do the 3/4 of the way up, then a full coat of the flakes. We're going to go ahead and tap the flakes flat and then just use that cuticle tool to clean up and help place the little flakes where we want them. Also, just FYI, you guys, when you mess with flakes, they literally get everywhere. Like, you can see some of it everywhere right here on my napkin, but they were literally all over me, like in my lap and everything, because they're really like fine and they float everywhere once you dust them off. So just be aware that when you mess with flakes, they are gonna get everywhere. So now we're gonna go ahead and clear cap our flakes. We're gonna put a good amount. You don't need that much of dip base because it's a flake, so they're kind of fine, like I said before. But you do want to put enough to cover the entire nail. We're gonna go ahead and do that on our thumb, our pointer, and our pinky, and then we're gonna dust off, and then we're gonna go ahead and activate. So I am using my Mani Boss activator. I am going to put a generous amount of activator. You can get this on your skin, you guys. It won't do anything to your skin. I am putting enough on it so it can also penetrate through that clear dip as well as the flake dip. I will also be file and buffing off camera. So this is how they look after I filed and buff. We're going to go ahead and get started on our decals. For the 2 center fingers, I decided to use these puzzle pieces. And I am going to speed this part up for you guys because I'm basically just cutting out the decal. But you do want to go ahead and cut the decal as close to where like you're cutting out all of the white area, because that's just basically negative space. This is me just setting up my area for like the decal placement. for my application, I am using my Triple D gels and my lamp is here ready to go. So what you're gonna do is you're actually gonna put a thin layer of gel base on the finger you want the decal. For me, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on my middle finger first. I do like to work one finger at a time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply a thin layer, making sure that I have like no bubbles or anything like that. When I cure my finger under the lamp, I'm gonna also put the decal into the water. And I'm only gonna cure for about 15 seconds because we're just trying to flash cure it. Now your decal should be ready by then, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take it out of the water and you're gonna tap off the excess water onto a napkin. I'm gonna place it face down on a stamper because I like to use a stamper to place my decals onto my nail. And this is how it looks like on the stamper. So I decided to put this particular decal on like the edge of my middle finger, so like towards the cuticle area but also towards the left, kind of like off-centered. Once you find your placement, what you're going to do is you're going to push and roll your stamper, that way your decal can lay in the area you want it. Sometimes it's not completely flat, so what I like to do is I take my finger and kind of like tap out the wrinkles. But you want to do this very gently, because if you do it too hard or too fast, you can rip the decal. So again, this is just me tapping out the wrinkles. We're gonna do the same thing on the ring finger, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys watch, and then I'll be right back right when we do the placement. Okay, so for the ring finger, I decided to do the opposite side of like how my middle finger was doing it, so kind of like the lower right hand corner of it. So again, this is me just tapping out the wrinkles. I did move it up a little bit just to see how it would look like, but I thought that the decal was taking too much space, so I actually just decided to move it down with my finger, like super gently, if you can tell. And because I moved it down a little bit, it does have a little bit of excess decal hanging off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of acetone, just a little bit in the cap. And then I'm gonna take the Poshy cleanup tool, which is like this angle brush. And we're gonna go ahead and just clean up that excess decal that's hanging off, because I didn't wanna cut it. I wanted to make sure that it just like kind of like melted into the nail. So this is what the acetone does when you're cleaning up your decal. It kind of like melts the decal onto your nail and off of your nail. So right here I'm tapping the acetone close to the nail on the side wall, so it's actually melting into the nail. But when I move to the front edge of the nail, I'm tapping it to where it's kind of like cutting off the decal. Once you have your decal placement, this is how I like to go ahead and kind of encapsulate my decals. I like to put a thin layer of gel base, then a thin layer of gel top coat. But in between my nails that have the decals on it, I like to do a 10-second cure, just to make sure that the gel doesn't move, or it doesn't move like off the decal. So that's what I'm doing right here. I am doing my decal nails first, flash curing 10 seconds in between, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put gel base on the rest of the nails and do a full cure for 60 seconds. Now we're gonna go ahead and take our gel top coat and basically repeat the same process. We're gonna do the decal nails first, and then we're gonna do the rest of the nails. Once the gel top coat is good to go, like there's no bubbles or anything like that, we're going to do a flash cure for 30 seconds. Then we're going to go ahead and move on to the rest of the nails and do a full cure for 60 seconds. All right, so this is how they look like directly right out of the lamp. The next step is optional, but definitely recommended. I'm gonna go ahead and put some cuticle oil. This is from Candy Skincare, and this is just hydrating your skin and hydrating your cuticles. So I wanted to show you guys how Illuminate looks like while it's glowing. And this is our final result. I am so pleased with it. I love that Hurricane matches those decals perfectly. So make sure you guys comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.